It's your boy's first idealist. Let's go! Toyota Avalon. Well, I guess there's no better place to start than my own first car. The Toyota Avalon has been called the Lexus in disguise since it was introduced in model year 1995. It's Toyota's full-size premium sedan that overlaps with Lexus luxury, and it's basically a boat with 4 wheels that comfortably fits 5 passengers. First gens even had a front bench option that allowed you to squeeze one more person in between the driver and shotgun. I know because I had one, and it definitely should not have been legal. Performance-wise, the Avalon is no LFA, but with a sleeper V6 under the hood, the Avalon has more kick than Chun-Li from Street Fighter. And the ride is so luxurious, so smooth, so premium, that the passengers couldn't even tell when they switched from driving on asphalt to cobblestones. Hi Mom, I know you're watching, and I just want you to know that I never, ever did anything irresponsible like that in my Avalon.
You're a liar. You're a liar!
And as someone who drove a 99 Avalon XLS for over 10 years, I can tell you one of the great regrets of my life is giving it up. You can find well-maintained first, second, even third gen Avalons for $5K and under. And thanks to Toyota reliability, you'll be driving one for years to come.
All right guys, you gotta admit it, we've all been doing a ton more online shopping these days. Well, today's sponsor, Honey, is something that you need to be using. It's the free internet browser extension and really my online savings sidekick. It'll automatically scour the internet for promotional codes to give you discounts wherever you like to shop. It already works for the things that you're already buying, and it's so easy to install. With just 2 clicks, you'll be able to use it on lots of your favorite websites. And how easy is it to use? Well, it just pops up at checkout and asks you to apply coupons, and it really is that simple to save money. It seriously starts searching for coupon codes automatically and works on all types of websites. And all you gotta do is hit accept and it'll save you money. Everything from auto parts websites, gaming websites, tech websites, literally anything. So if you have a computer, Honey needs to be on it. Just go to joinhoney.com/idealmedia. That's joinhoney.com/idealmedia. And be sure to download it because we have it on all our computers here at Ideal. And thank you, Honey, for sponsoring today's video. Now, back to the show.
Honda Element. The Honda Element died way too soon. It's the Swiss Army knife of crossover SUVs, even though it does kind of look like a toaster on wheels. But I can assure you, this thing is actually sick. With a modular interior, you'll have plenty of room to chauffeur your friends around to Taco Bell, or make some room in the back for, extracurricular activities. And since the interior is scratch and stain resistant, if you or your friends do spill Baja Blast all over the back, you can just hose the dang thing down. The inline 4 gives you 160 to 166 ponies to play with. It was the top safety pick from the IIHS. There are front wheel and 4-wheel drive options. And did I mention you can find one of these beauties with a 5-speed manual transmission?
Yes! Hell yeah!
That's right, Jesse. You could learn to drive stick in a freaking toaster! And once your friends see how awesome it is, they'll stop ragging on it for looking like a Kleenex box with wheels. Fun fact, before Brad was ripping it up in his Raptor, he was driving one of these. This thing does it all and then some, and it does it for under 5K. Honda Fit. If you're a new driver that's looking for a car that won't cost you an arm or a leg, the Fit might just be the ride for you. Now, I know you're thinking it looks too small, and it's true, the Honda Fit is a compact, but it's surprisingly roomy on the inside. In fact, you could probably fit a clown's car worth of people in there, as long as you're only friends with like 4 full-size clowns. And if you're friends with 4 full-size clowns, you've got bigger problems to deal with. And if you need to haul some gear or groceries, the Fit's rear seats fold down, so you got plenty of space. Performance-wise, the Fit isn't gonna win any drag races. There's only like 100 to 130 horsepower depending on the year. But that's not really the point of this little hatchback. The Fit is all about reliability, nimble handling, and fuel efficiency. It gets 33 mpg combined, averaged across all its generations. You can even find them with 5 or 6-speed manuals, and they all love to be whipped around and parked in spots that Brad could only dream of. Plus, if you decide to quit school and become a full-time autocrosser, the Fit is basically the perfect car. Just kidding, don't quit school, but do consider autocross. And definitely consider buying a Honda Fit for under 5K. Ford Crown Victoria. The Crown Vic is a legend. It's been a cop car, a taxi cab, a limousine, and everything in between. And if you pick up an old police interceptor model on the cheap, you'll be that much safer behind the wheel since everyone in front of you is going to be doing 5 under the speed limit, and they'll clear right out of the way with a single flash of your high beams. The Crown Vic is a roomy rear-wheel drive full-size sedan that you can haul all your friends around in, and the V8 under the hood is capable of 200 to 250 horsepower depending on the year and trim. And with a little aftermarket magic, that number can easily be bumped up. And since it was made to be a fleet vehicle, the Crown Vic is cheap and easy to maintain and repair. It's the perfect canvas upon which to paint your sleeper muscle masterpiece. And since it is basically a cop car, you know it loves donuts. If you've got the interest and patience to start wrenching on your own car, the Crown Vic might just be the best first car to buy, and you can find decent models at any price. Speaking of wrenching on your own car, Mazda Miata. Do you really need me to tell you why you should be considering a Miata? For the budget-conscious driver, the Miata is the Michael Jordan and the LeBron James. This thing is the GOAT of GOATs. Maybe I'm biased because I drive a Miata, but I don't really think I'm biased. I just think I'm right.
Confidence.
The car is small and lightweight, making it easy to maneuver and super satisfying to rip through the twisties. And with a manual transmission, you'll have complete control over the car's power and acceleration, helping you build your driver skills and confidence. This is one of the best cars to learn to drive stick in. And the Miata is dead reliable, with low maintenance costs and plenty of parts around. And since NAs and NBs are basically held together just by 10mm nuts and bolts, with $50 and a trip to Harbor Freight, you can work on the whole car yourself. Plus, with a strong online community of Miata enthusiasts, myself included, you'll have plenty of resources available for any repairs or Miatifications you might want to make. And best of all, you can still find used Miatas for under $5K. Is that like the cost of one semester's worth of textbooks or something? God, I hope not. And I'll be honest, the Miatas on the market for those prices are gonna have some wear and tear, so maybe get a pre-purchase inspection before committing. But once you get behind the wheel, you'll see why the Miata is always the answer. And Miata gang, if you're out there, sound off in the comments below. Now, if you need a car with a little more space, Ford Ranger, Mazda B2200. Yes, we've covered the Miata, but the Ford Ranger is basically the Miata of pickup trucks. Late 90s and early 2000s Rangers, along with Mazda B2200s, which are basically the same car, just different badges, they're the perfect little do-anything machines. You could learn to drive stick in one, start a moving business with one, but just know that your parents will make you take weekly trips to the dump if you pick up one of these. Also, Rangers are relatively reliable and straightforward on maintenance, and the parts are plentiful. So, if you want something you can wrench on yourself, you'll want to pick up a Ford Ranger. You see what I did there? Pick up Ranger? It's because it's got a truck bed. Pontiac Vibe Toyota Matrix. Long before we had the GR Hot Hatch, there was the Corolla-based Matrix hatchback and the cross-badged Pontiac Vibe. Offered from 2002 to 2013, or just 2009 for the Vibe, the Matrix Vibe is a slightly more sporty-looking Corolla, with a way cooler name and a more practical hatchback. The first important factor is that the Matrix and Vibe are reliable. They're as reliable as a mid-2000s Corolla, which is to say they are more bulletproof than Neo from the Matrix. Secondly, it's versatile. With its spacious interior and fold-down second row, you can comfortably fit passengers and cargo. It's a great car for running to classes, doing a weekend adventure, moving, and everything else in between. Thirdly, the Matrix Vibe, or a Vatrix, maybe MIBE. It's a great option for first-time buyers who may not have a lot of money to spend. And it's also a car that's easy to maintain and repair, so it will save you money in the long run. Pick one up today and drive it until the wheels fall off. Now for some honorable mentions. Now there's not time to get into every decent recommendation for new drivers, so here are a few to remember. You can save money on gas with the Toyota Prius. Prove Toyota was right and pick up literally any Scion, or be a hatchback king in a VW Golf. Stay safe in a Volvo S40. And you can't go wrong with a Toyota Camry, Corolla, or a Honda Accord. These are all cars you should be able to find for $5K or less. But ultimately, the best car for a new driver just needs to be these three things. 1, something safe when driven responsibly. 2, something that won't leave you stranded. 3, a car that won't break the bank or put you or your family into serious debt just so you can get behind the wheel. And honestly, there are dozens, if not hundreds of makes and models that fit that criteria. But there's one that's more widely available than anything else. Honda Civic. Recommending a Honda Civic is as natural as breathing. So take a calm moment for yourself and inhale and go buy a Honda Civic. The Humble Civic is the ultimate get from A to B machine. No thrills, no frills, but guess what? You can get one with 2 or 4 doors, 5 seats, a trunk, and AC, and 99% of the time, that's gonna be all you need. And though 1% of the time it doesn't, just call up your friend who watched this video and bought a Ranger instead. Civics are plentiful, they're everywhere, they're cheap, and they will last you hundreds of thousands of miles. And if you're into aftermarket fun, just remember Hector is running 3 of them with Spoon engines. The Civic has been on the market for decades, and there's been over 12 million sold in the US alone. So you better believe you can find them for less than $5K, and there might even be some good ones available at that price. And hey, it's a Honda, so just keep up with maintenance and you might just have yourself a million-mile car. Well, there you have it. 8 cars for students and new drivers for under $5K. Let me know what you're thinking for your first car down in the comments. Or tell me what your first car was and what it cost. For my money, I just think you can't beat a Miata. But if you don't want something with a stick, I think the Avalon can't be beat. That thing's got such a primo ride, all your friends are gonna love it. Now, if you wanna watch a video about cars you can't afford, you can watch this video about Bugatti right over here. Or whatever YouTube recommends, down there. I'm Garrett, and whatever car you're out there running a class in, just remember to keep on living that ideal lifestyle.